Hi friends, creating express entry profile. Many of you have asked, is it difficult? Do I need to hire an agent or an immigration consultant to do this? Let me tell you, I did it on my own and the form is very simple. In today's video, you will get to see the form, how it looks in 2021. And once you see through the form, you will feel confident that you can do this on your own, and you really have to not worry about anything as long as you're giving all the right information. You will see yourself. So without wasting time, let's go to the computer screen. Okay, here on computer screen you see this template. Well, I will just give you an overview. When I created my express entry profile, I had these information ready, and it is important, which you will get to see during the course of creating profile. Here you see that my wife, she is the primary applicant and I am the secondary applicant. This is based on the CRS score tool which we use, and we found out that in terms of age she has an edge over me. In terms of her education, her masters was equivalent to Canadian masters, so she had edge even out there. Her English language proficiency was better than mine. There also she had edge over me. So like me, there are many of you who would be thankful to your wife for being better than us and helping us with the score. In terms of money, we knew that we would be at least getting this much, and we did not have any French language test result. In terms of work experience, we both had a fairly good experience, 3+ years of experience, which meant that we would get full score. So this is a brief overview. So here you see on Google, I type GC key sign in, and when I enter, it takes me to this page. Sign in to your IRCC secure account. This is the Canada government's official website where I enter. Now I come down. I don't have an account, so I register. Come down, register with GC key. How to register, that detail is given when I click here. On this page, I have to sign up. I come down, I accept, and then here I have to create a username. The username checklist is given here. So I create username and continue, and now I go to the password section. So here you see my password I have typed and both of it matches, and here you can see this. So I continue. On this page I have to create a recovery question, answer and hints. So I will fill all of this. How it has to be, this detail is given here. You can pause and you can read it. I have filled the recovery question and answers, and then I click. Now my GC key sign up is complete. Okay, my username is done. Now I can continue. I accept, and here in this section I need to enter my name, email address and preferred language, where the option is between English and French. I have filled my detail and continue. Now on this page I need to write my own question and answer. There are total of 4 questions to which I need to write my answer, and this will be asked anytime I log in. Out of these 4, one of the question will be asked to which I have to respond the answer, and it has to match with what I am writing here. Again, you'll have to remember, I have my own mechanism of remembering. You'll have to remember what you're writing here. I have filled my question and answer. It's fairly simple. Only thing, I will have to remember forever. There are options to go and change this, but for now I will have to remember what I have filled here. Now continue, And this is the account page where everything you will get to see here. Now, to start an application, apply to come to Canada. Click here, and I don't have a personal reference code. So this is what you see, and I am going to create my express entry profile. Clicking on this. Find out if you are eligible to apply. Which province or territory do you plan to live in? Here is the entire list. You can choose yours. I chose Ontario, and then next. Before that, if you want to check out this, you can check out, but I straight away selected this and next. Canada's official language are English and French. Remember I told about IELTS exam which we both had given. So we had the test result. You need to submit language test result for all program under express entry, even if English or French is your first language. We selected IELTS. Whatever is applicable to you, you can select that. Next. What date did you take this test? Now here, when you write exam like IELTS, it has a validity of 2 years. You can check this on the website for more detail. Once you enter into express entry profile, your express entry profile is active for 1 year from the date you enter. Now for that 1 year, this IELTS result also has to be valid. This has to be kept in mind. So in our case, we were confident that it is not going to expire. The date was filled, and next, here we have to enter the scores. Here the IELTS result was entered: speaking, listening, reading and writing. Once it was entered, next, and on this page, do you have other language result? We did not have, so it was none. In case you have given any exam, you'll have to choose and fill the form exactly like how it was filled for IELTS in our case. None and next. In last 3 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have in Canada? We did not have. In case you have, please choose your answer. During this period, which national occupation classification? So we were not there, and if we do not have Canadian work experience, you have to choose none of the above. So we choose none of the above. Please make your selection. Next. In the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience do you have? It must have been continuous, paid full-time or equal amount in part-time and in only one occupation. We both had more than 6 years. In the last 5 years, do you have at least 2 years of experience in one of these type of jobs? Skilled trades. Skilled trades. So we did not have any of these NOC, and answer is in our case none, because we did not have any of these. None. Next. How much money in Canadian dollar will you bring to Canada? We were bringing in about 20,000, so we chose this option. And before choosing this option, one thing important is to know what are the fund requirement in terms of Canadian dollar. If you are one person, this much fund is needed. If it is 2 people, at least this much fund is needed. If it is 3, so this detail has to be known. In our case, we had about 20,000 Canadian dollar for sure. So that selection has been made here. How many family member? 2 of us. Next. Do you have a valid job offer in Canada? In our case, it was no. Select your option. Next. Primary applicant's date of birth has been entered. And if you did not earn a Canadian degree, diploma or certificate, you may have to have your foreign education assessed by
agency approved by Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada. They must show that this is valid and equal to completed Canadian credential. In our case, we got it done through World Education Service, and for the primary applicant, it was master's degree equivalent. Next, check all that apply. I have studied full time in Canada. It was not there. I have at least 2 years of full time work experience in Canada. In our case, we did not have. I have a relative in Canada. God promised we did not have any relatives in Canada. So it was none of the above. Next, what is your marital status? Of course, married. And then next, does your spouse or partner plan to come to Canada? Answer is yes. Is your spouse or partner a citizen or permanent resident of Canada? No. Next, has your spouse or partner studied in Canada full time for 2 years or more? No. Has your spouse or partner worked in Canada full time for 1 year or more? No. Those who have done, they're lucky, they get additional point. Next, has your spouse or partner taken an English or French language test? I had taken IELTS, so I select this. Next, which date did they take the test? So enter that date and next. The test scores have to be entered. The test scores have been entered. Next, your result. Based on your answer, you appear to be eligible for express entry. So what is the step? Step number 1. When you click to continue, you will be guided through following step to complete your profile. Complete all express entry profile builder. Review your profile, submit your profile. And the step 2 is, after you submit your profile, you will see a page that confirms that your profile has been submitted. It will have more information on next step. Shortly after you submit, you will also receive a confirmation message in your account. Continue. So on this page, again, details have to be filled in. Once the details are filled, next, what is your marital status? Married. Next, will the person accompany you to Canada? Yes. Next, what is your spouse, common law partner's last name, first name, gender, date of birth? Filled our detail and then next. Now, here in this section, you see primary applicant and then secondary applicant. Primary applicant's personal detail, contact detail, study and languages, application, if there is any representative, work history, and then for secondary applicant who is accompanying, personal detail, study and languages, work history. Now, at the moment, it shows not started. As I continue to start the form and fill and complete, the status will change. Start form. This is already pre-filled, so I click next. Country of birth and city, town of birth. Fill this, then click next. Marital status is already filled in based on the input I had given earlier. Next, ID document. Here passport or travel document have to be given. So passport or national ID document which is required, and if invited to apply, we will have to submit our passport with application. So this is the drop down. We had the passport, and once selected, this screen popped up. Document type, passport, document number, that is passport number, country, territory of issue, issue date, expiry date. Those details were already there in the passport. Just refer to those details and clicked on save and add. So this is how it gets filled. Next, On this section, immigration history has to be given. Has the person applied to immigration, refugee and citizenship Canada before? In our case, the answer is no. Countries of citizenship, we had only one country. In case there are people who have multiple country citizenship, then you have option to insert the row. Let me show. Okay, so this option is available. In our case, we were citizen of only one country. Country of residence, our country of citizenship and residence were same. Next, family. Now, what is family? What is family? This includes spouse or partner, dependent children and their dependent children. In our case, we were two of us. How much money in Canadian dollar to bring to Canada? Remember I said how much we were planning to bring? We filled that. Next, relative in Canada. We did not have any relative. So no, and then save and exit. Now you see it shows the status as complete. Now if it is not complete, you'll have to go and correct the form so that the status changes to complete. It's fairly simple. Contact details, language of correspondence, English. Next, email address, and then save and exit. Complete. Study and languages. Start. Education history. Here we got our education credential done from World Education Service. So we had those details and we were confident of what we are filling in here. Finished high school or any education including university, college or vocational training. Yes. Here you are asked for field of study, since what year, if this is the current study, complete full academic year, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. Only number has to be written 1, 2, 3, 4. Full time or part time, standing at end of the study period, in good standing but no certificate or diploma awarded. Certificate or diploma or degree awarded, not completed. In our case, we had the result and we had to choose the option. Country of study, city, town of study, name of the school, institution, level of education, none or less than secondary, secondary diploma, 1 year program at university, college, trade, technical school or other institute, 2 year program at university, college, trade or technical school or other institute, bachelor's degree or 3 year or more year of program at university, college, trade, technical, master's degree, doctorate level. Was this a Canadian degree, diploma or certificate? Yes or no? In our case, the answer was no. So the first detail is filled. Okay, field of study, year, whether it is a current study. You see, here awarded a Canadian degree, diploma or certificate for period of study. When we selected no, this additional section opened up where it is getting asked if we have done our education credential assessment within past 5 years for this degree or diploma. We had got it done. So answer was yes. We got it done through World Education Service and we filled in the date and the certificate number and what they have given as equivalent. So her bachelor was given as equivalent in Canada to bachelor's and her master's was also given equivalent in terms of Canadian master. So whatever the report says, that has to be entered here. Save and add. Okay. So likewise for her masters also, filled detail for her masters, it was recognized as equivalent, so that was again filled. And then next, knowledge of official languages. Can you communicate in English and or French? We chose English. In your case, you could choose whatever is applicable. And then official language assessment, taken an approved language test to assess the English skill? Yes, this automatically got filled based on the input what was given earlier. Language test version, IELTS general training, then date of language test, date of test result, language test result form or certificate number. So every certificate has the number. In our case, whatever the certificate number was, that we entered. And then the scores, we had no other tests, so the answer was no. Save. So you see, study and language also is complete. Application detail, start. Province and territory of interest, we chose all province and territory just in case express entry does not happen. Then what about opportunity with provincial nomination program? So we were okay with any of them, so we selected all province and territories. This is for British Columbia, yes, and this is for Ontario. For this also we said yes. Next, nomination and selection. Have you received a nomination certificate from province or territory? In our case it was no, and save and exit. Application detail complete. Representative, we were doing on our own, so let's see how this form is. Representative, in this, no. Whatever the option is, you can look at. In our case, we had no representation, we were doing on our own, so no. Save and exit. Work history, start. In this section, the primary occupation NOC was filled, and also date from which qualified to do this. So once this was filled, next, Canadian certificate of qualification, we did not have, no. Next, intended work in Canada, read through this, we did not have any job offer. Next, work history. Here, for each of the work history, we filled the start date, end date, and if this was the current job, then selecting this. Total hours per week, we had typically 40 hours. The NOC code, which was corresponding to this job, the job title which was given in India, company name, country, and city. So save. So the work history detail were carefully and correctly filled, after which next. In terms of research, we both did not have anything to do, so we selected no. You can pause this screen and read what is given, save and exit. So this completes the primary candidate's profile. Now coming to secondary, which is my details, start. This part is autofill. Next, in personal description, country of birth and city town of birth was filled. Rest of them based on the previous input, it was autofilled. Next, coming to immigration history and citizenship, here the answer was no. Next, relatives in Canada, we did not have any relatives. Personal detail is complete. Study and languages. So this education history page is exactly the same what was filled for primary applicant. Only thing is here the secondary applicant's detail has to be filled. I filled in my bachelor's detail as well as my post graduation detail, but remember Wes had not recognized my post graduation, so I mentioned that also. So when I updated my education credential that it has not been equated to Canadian degree or diploma, that form did not get accepted here, so I only had one detail filled. Okay, next, knowledge of official language. Remember I said I had taken English exam through IELTS, so that detail was filled. This form is exactly the same way for the primary applicant. So I will not take you through this entire thing again. Once I filled everything, I just saved. Now the last section is my work history, start form. Again, this form is exactly the way for primary applicant it was filled. Here I have work history, yes. So you see my work history was filled carefully and with due diligence, making sure there is no mistake. And you have option to even modify, you can see here. Okay, modify, delete, you can do that. But once you know that you have filled it right, save and exit. So you see now the entire thing is complete, and the next step is to continue. This is a self declaration and electronic signature form. I agree, I agree. If I select I don't agree, then it will not go forward. So I have to agree, and then given name, last name, and the security question get asked, which has to be filled. Once this is filled, sign. Now on this signature section, here I agree. Signature, I agree that by submitting this application, I am electronically signing the application, the declaration, and then transmit. Congratulations, you have successfully submitted your application or profile. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. You can pause the video and read through. Exit questionnaire, and then terms and conditions. I accept. Once I fill my identity validation and continue, and that's it. Once you submit this, within few minutes you will get an update, your CRS code, and you enter the express entry pool.
So friends, you saw how easy this form is. All you need to do is give right input and you will not go wrong as long as you read the directive which is given by government. What are the requirements? Once you read through that, you will never make a mistake. So I hope with today's video, you will feel more confident of doing this on your own. Please do comment and let me know if you have any questions. I'm sure you liked the video, so a like button press would really encourage me, and do share with your friends so that they also get to know how easy this process is. Thanks for watching Canada Tried and Tested.